Hello everybody. We got a fun one today. This one is, it's like a fidget gummy worm design Easter little toy. It's very fidgety, that's why I called it a fidget. He moves. You can bend him in any way you really like. I mean, you can really bend him. Not a joke. You can have a lot of fun. If you have children that need to be playing with something constantly and doing things, he's it. He is cool. He's fun. He doesn't take a whole lot of time. And we're going to dive in how to make this little guy. Okay? All right. So first things first, using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. I'm using my Clover. If anybody watches any of my videos, you know these are my favorite. They're my go-to every single time. Now, to make him so bendy, here's your secret. These are your secret. Now, got these at Dollar Tree. Now, I didn't use these. These for this size, the pink ones, they're just too thin. But if you're making a thinner diameter, thinner one, these will work. I use this one. Now, if you want to make them a little more fuller, round, you can use these. But like I said, I use these, but this is what makes them bendy. These are at the dollar store. They're in the same aisle as the hairbands. Okay, so really good. So, and the other thing that we need to discuss is the yarn. I used loops and threads. I used the fluffy flakes. Recommend that, like the blanket yarn. If you want to use acrylic, I would strongly recommend double stranding it, using 2 of the 4 number 4 acrylic. But I enjoyed using this. I really did. And it's not that hard to work with, so up to you. Totally up to you. But I mean, it's so pretty, isn't it? Like this one, it's white, but it has all those pretty specks in it. So anyway, so we're going to dive into this, but this is not a hard project, and also you do need just a little bit of black acrylic yarn for his eyes. And I would recommend, I'm trying to find the start of this, I would strongly recommend I can't even think tonight. I would strongly recommend a stitch marker. There we go. Now these do need to be done. If you're making the original ones, they definitely need to be done in 2 colors. That is definitely the idea of these. So anyway. Starting these might be a little tough on people, but it's not that bad. I don't ever like doing magic circles, magic rings with this yarn, because this yarn will snap really easy, and then you kind of gotta just restart, and that's no fun. So what I do is I do my slip stitch. And I chain 2. 1 and 2. In this first chain, I'm going to put in 8 single crochets. But as soon as I get my first one, because it's hard to see your stitches in this, especially when you're first beginning. I'm marking my first stitch, so I don't even have to play the guessing game. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this project is worked in the round, so you do not ever slip stitch to your first stitch. So before I even take that stitch marker out, I'm going to go in my first stitch. Once I'm in there, I take that out, and I'm going to do another single crochet. And before I go any further, right now I definitely need to mark my stitches, because I want to keep my count of 8. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I'm going to flip this because you want this where the tail's coming out to be the inside. Okay. So again, I'm going to go in where my stitch marker is. That's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, I'm going to pull. All right, we're going to do the eyes before we get any further. Like I said, all you need is a small piece of black. So you're going to come down to the second row, go in underneath, and come up. Leave a little bit of a tail. And then you just go over one. Now, as you come over one, decide where you want his other eye. Keep it in the same row. Now I could do his eye straight across where they're really far apart, or I could do it close. And then what I do is I take this and I knot it. And this stuff can get tucked up there. Like that. Now, we have to crochet around this. And once you start crocheting around it, you really don't need your stitch marker no more. Now, I did them half and half. You don't have to do half and half. You can do a little bit in a big piece. You can do it any way you want. I want to do probably another row or two, and then I'm going to switch to orange. Maybe I need to do another round or two to keep that in there. It's just not even staying. You don't want to get too far without it being in there though. So as you can see, I'm just going around and around. Okay, so I'm gonna change colors. So the last stitch of the single crochet, go through with the orange. And then as I crochet around, I'm crocheting over the tails to lock it in. And then the rest of him is going to be orange. All right, I really think I need to get the roller back in before I get too far. With him. Now the rest of this can just be tucked in. Definitely need to get this in here. When you put it in, don't push it from the bottom, push it from the top. So I'm going to keep crocheting, single crochet around and around and around until I get to the end. And I'm going to meet you when I get to the end. Okay? Thanks. Okay. So I crocheted just up to right above the roller. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start closing this up nicely. So the next stitch, any stitch, your next stitch, we're going to do a decrease. Okay, then the next stitch, another decrease. And then we're going to do regular single crochets in a couple. Okay. Now give yourself a little bit of a tail. Cut it. Just pull it through. Take your darning needle. Okay. Now we're going to weave in and out of the crochet stitches. This is just going to bring it together. Like that. Then I'm going to take my hook, I'm going to go down the center, go around the side of it, just come on up in the same color. I'm going to go in another spot right next to it, and come on back up. Crochet underneath it like I'm just waving it around to hide it very well. Okay. And that's it. Got my and there she is. Whatever you want to find her. Pretty cool, huh, guys? Pretty cool. Got like best friends. All right, well, I'm Ronnie. I work with Maggie and Lauren to bring you fun crochet tutorials. This was the popular gummy worms tutorial. I hope you like it, and I would love to see your color choices and your projects. Come join us on Facebook for Whip and Chain, WIP for Work in Progress and Chain. Please join our fast growing group, and here at Whip and Chain, it's always a work in progress, and please hit that follow button on YouTube to subscribe. We'd appreciate the love. Till next time, bye.